if you're a beginning runner, you might have a lot of questions, or it might be something that you're doing wrong. I know when I was starting out, there were a lot of things that I wish I knew. So here are my 10 tips for beginning runners. Now, tip number one, probably the most important one, is get good shoes. Now, there are a lot of running shoes out there, so I know this can sometimes be a little bit overwhelming, but the best thing that you can do is go to a sporting goods store, a running specialty store, somewhere where they can scan your feet, where they give you a good analysis of how you run. They can make you run on a treadmill. That way they can tell you what size you need, if you need a wider shoe, or if maybe you need some extra stability on the inside or on the outside of your shoe. Especially for the longer runs, this is something that gets very important. Okay, tip number two is get a running app or a run tracker. You don't have to go out and get an expensive tracker right away, but there's a lot of good apps on your phones that you can use to track where you ran, how long you ran for, what your pace was. This is good information to have to track how your training is going, so that you have something to look back on. Now, I use Strava and Nike Run Plus, and I have a Fitbit, but there's a lot of good apps out there, so make sure that you track your progress. Now, tip number three is probably good for all runners. It is stay motivated, which can be tough at times, especially when you first start out running. You might not feel like going running. You have to push yourself to go running. You have to keep yourself motivated. Now, I made a video about this, about tips on staying motivated. So I'll leave a link in the description so you can check out that video as well. Tip number four, set a goal and stick to it. Now, think about why you started running, what your goal is, what you want to achieve by running, and make a plan how to achieve that goal. If you don't make a plan for your goal and you're just going to say, yeah, I'm going to go running once a week, or I'm going to go running once every 3 days, then there's going to come a day very soon that you're not going to feel like running, and you're going to say, I'll run tomorrow. And then tomorrow comes and you're not going to go running. Before you know it, you're not running anymore. So set a goal and stick to it. Tip number five is run different routes. Make sure you run in different areas so that your runs don't get boring, so you're excited to go out and that you don't feel like it's the same thing over and over again. Also, if you're just starting out, it might be handy to pick a route where you can't easily cut your run short. So you can do this by running around a lake or a gated park, somewhere where you can just halfway think, okay, yeah, I'm just gonna go this way, that way I'm home sooner. Just a little extra tip, because that's tip 5.5. Now that brings us straight to tip number 6, listen to your body. You have to push yourself to get better and get stronger, but listen to your body. If you can't go anymore, then stop. If you're feeling sick and you shouldn't be out running, then don't go running. Make sure that you feel healthy enough to go running, because otherwise you might be out sick longer, or even worse, get an injury. Tip number 7 is cross training, doing other exercises besides just running. This is to help you become a stronger runner, but also to prevent injuries. Now, I recently did a video about injury prevention and some exercise that you can do, so I'll leave a link in the description so you can watch that video. Okay, tip number 8 is hydrate. Now, especially when it's hot out, it's very important to hydrate, which is not today, obviously, but still, you need to hydrate, and not just during your run, but also throughout the whole day. Make sure that you drink enough water, so that you can utilize this when you go running. Tip number 9 is stretching and cooling down. Now before you go on your run, don't stretch cold muscles. You can do some ballistic stretches, or shake out your legs a little bit, do a slow warm-up jog, but don't stretch cold muscles. When you're done with your run, then it's important to do some stretches. Pay some attention to the muscles that you just used. They'll love you for it. Tip number 10 is rest. Rest your body, rest your muscles. Make sure you give it time to recover from all the running that you're doing. Get enough sleep. Make sure that you're energized for your next run. Now, if you have any questions about this, make sure you leave them in the comments. And if you want to see more of these videos for more tips, then check out the rest of the channel. Subscribe to the channel. It's free, so why not? And until next time, get out there and run.